Hi guys, Chris Standering here. Today I want to talk a little bit about playing over changes because I get a lot of people wanting to know how to smoothly improvise through chord changes, and they, a lot of what they say is it sounds too scalic or it's just not interesting enough. And I've got a couple of ideas I want to show you about how to connect ideas, and specifically what I call resolution points. If we think about going from chord to chord, we're really climbing to the next point, the pivot point, and that's what I like to call a resolution point. So if you take a 2-5-1 like this, A minor 7, D7, and G, whatever you play on the A minor 7 chord, you're climbing to that next pivot point, which is D7, and that's your change point. So that's got to be the point of interest. And again, once you get to that chord, you're climbing to the next pivot point, which is G major 7, your 1 chord. So how do we do this and make it sound really, really interesting and not boring? Well, I think the first thing you need to do is figure out where your chord tones are across the fretboard with respect to each individual chord. So let's take the chord of A minor 7. Work out that chord in at least 3 different positions. I mean, you can go crazy with it. You know what I mean? And so get to know across the fretboard exactly where your chord tones are on all 3 chords. That chord 2 and this one. That kind of a thing. And first of all, if you think of 3 positions on the fretboard, it's going to stand you in good stead. It's going to be a good foundation. Okay, so let's think. When we talk about our first chord, A minor 7, what can we play on that chord? Well, the first thing we all know is our pentatonics, right? This kind of thing. And also don't forget that in the space of real music, we're playing in time. For the most part, we're playing in 4/4 time. So we're going to have a specific amount of notes we can play on that chord. It's usually, we're either playing in 8th notes or 16th notes. So in the space of A minor, we might have this, and there's the next change, and then the next change. You know what I mean? So, but here's a good way to help you get through these changes. Think of the A minor 7 chord like this, and whatever information you know on it, even if it's just simply pentatonics, when you get to the next chord, D7, which gives a lot of people trouble, just think of going up a minor 3rd. So you're actually going to be thinking A minor 7, and then C minor 7. And then you resolve to G major 7, which is kind of like a B minor 7 chord with a G in the bass. So in fact, you've got A minor 7, C minor 7, B minor 7. So you could actually do this. Do you see what I'm saying? So you've got thematic information that will actually work over all 3 chords. So how do we take this further? You can do this kind of thing. Because we're actually thinking of C minor now for the 5 chord. And the reason we think of C minor is because it gives us all the altered notes on D7, the 5 chord. But it's a really easy way to get to that D7 wherever you are on the fretboard. So you could think of this. You could go that's one thing you could do. Let's do that again. You know what I mean? And so you could literally just repeat what you play on the A minor chord on the C minor chord. So you could do this, which is an old Charlie Parker thing. And then your resolution point. So wherever you land up, you've got to play a step, really, ideally a step, onto the 1 chord. So whatever we do, so do this. That would be your resolution point. Or you could go onto the major 7, you see? So wherever you are, you've got to resolve by step. And that's really what playing changes is all about. It's about resolution. So whatever you do, I mean, you can play as crazy and out as you like, but as long as you actually come home by step, it's going to sound convincing. So what else can we do? We can go and then resolve onto our 1 chord. We could do sort of like a chromatic thing. Let's think of it in a different position. If I think of C minor here, A minor, so this, and then upper minor 3rd. You see? How about here if we go ending on the 9th, something similar. The idea. So have fun with that.